take that for what it's worth, okay? And I know I'm probably gonna get some people coming at me about that, and this is gonna be great. I'm gonna enjoy this. And like I said, I just still try to make some sound decisions about my nutrition. Why I just feel like I don't have room in my life right now for dieting and diet culture. If we don't address our habits, we are really going to struggle to maintain any progress. Today, I am attempting to answer a question that I get all the time on my channel now, and that is, am I still working the WW program? And the short answer is no, but the long answer is much longer. So stay tuned. Okay, I want to start out by saying, first of all, that I'm going to talk about issues pertaining to weight and weight loss, including diets and certain nutrition plans. And if that is something that triggers you, you know who you are. Please X out of this video, and I will see you in the next one. Secondly, I also want to say that I really hoped I would not have to make this video. And it's not for the reasons you might think. It's not because I'm trying to hide something. It's not because I'm afraid of losing subscribers. It's really because I just didn't feel like I wanted to do like a big, dramatic, sensational, I'm leaving WW. Like, it's just not my style anymore. And I'd hoped that simply by not putting that information out anymore, I'm not talking about WW very much, right? That it would become apparent. I'm not using the WW logo in my thumbnails. I'm not putting Weight Watchers in the titles. I'm not talking about points with my meals. And there's lots of reasons for that, which I will go into through this vlog. And third, I just want to say that these are my own thoughts and opinions based on my own experiences, and what I'm doing now is just what's working for me. It's not meant to be a persuasive argument. It's not meant to be a one-size-fits-all approach. This isn't me trying to get you to do what I'm doing. I'm just trying to give you information and answer a common question on my channel. So just because this is where I am right now and the thought process that I'm using and the season of life that I'm in, doesn't mean that it's where you are, and it doesn't mean that you need to be doing what I'm doing. Just take that for what it's worth, okay? I am just out for a walk after dropping the kids off at school, and I'm so grateful to be out in the fresh air. It's already 40 degrees today, and it's gonna make it to 70, which is incredible when I think a week ago today it was -7. All the snow and ice is melted, it's gone. I had actually planned to shoot this video in the last couple of weeks, but we've been home because of the winter weather, and the kids have been home with me, and that's actually one of the big reasons why I decided not to do WW anymore, or really any diet program, at least for the time being. My kids are getting older. They hear what I say, they see what I do, they even mimic it from time to time. And I just decided that I feel like I'm already raising my children in a very difficult culture to grow up in. I feel like because of social media, because of the digital age that we're living in, our lives are under the microscope. There's a lot of comparison going on, and it's very damaging sometimes to self-esteem. So the last thing that I want is to add to that pressure. And I just decided I didn't want to bring diet culture into my house anymore. Now, I realize that I'm speaking from a place of privilege because there isn't a medical reason for me to lose weight or to change my nutrition. As long as I'm keeping some balance and some good nutrition in my life, there's no medical reason for me to lose weight. It was really just vanity. And I just decided that I didn't want to talk about those things around my kids anymore. And that was difficult whenever I had a channel, right? Because I was making videos about what I was eating and talking about points or calories or 0 points or fit points or whatever, and they were starting to hear me. So I just decided that I didn't want to talk about that anymore. I just wanted to encourage healthy habits in my home, make our meals at home as much as possible, include fruits and vegetables, but that I wasn't gonna weigh stuff and measure stuff and talk about the value of the foods that I was eating anymore, especially within earshot of my kids. So I thought that I would take you through a what I eat in a day with me, and I'll show you what I'm eating now. And I think you'll find that it's not that different from what I was doing before if you are somebody who has known me for a few years and been following my channel. And I'll just kind of chat with you throughout the day about, where my head is these days and what my thought process is that led me to this point, and hopefully answer, some of the questions that I've been getting. I have a confession to make, and that is that I am not a huge breakfast eater. I feel like a lot of times I eat breakfast because I've been told to do so, or because people say it's the most important meal of the day. And I know I'm probably gonna get some people coming at me about that, but I gotta be honest with you, there are lots of days whenever I delay breakfast or I don't even eat it at all. I am a person who is just not really hungry at first when I wake up. I kind of need to wake up a little bit, you know? So I get up and I start drinking my water. I make myself my coffee. I sip on that. And then sometimes it's 9:30 or 10 or even 10:30 before I'm ready to stop and have some breakfast. Sometimes I just get busy and it's even like 11 or 11:30 and I just skip on to lunch from there. It's not that I'm intending to do like intermittent fasting or something, but I guess I accidentally do some days. I just am not always hungry for breakfast. This morning though, I got back from my walk and I was a little hungry, so I'm fixing something for breakfast, which I will show you in a minute. But I also wanted to let you know my coffee this morning, and my typical coffee is usually just a skosh of some kind of sugar and a dash of some kind of milk or cream. And usually it depends on what I have on hand in the house already and what I'm feeling like that morning. I do have a little bit of erythritol and stevia that I'm trying to use up, so sometimes I'll use that, but sometimes I'll even just use like a little bit of sugar. I know, gasp. Real sugar. Sometimes I'll use just a little bit of plain milk. Sometimes I'll use a little bit of half and half. This morning I used a little bit of oat milk in my coffee because I got some yesterday. I still have a few bottles of this iconic protein, and sometimes I'll throw a little bit of that into my coffee. It just kind of depends on what I'm feeling. I have a staff meeting and lunch in a few hours, so I really just wanted something to tide me over. For some reason, I've been craving bagels lately. So yesterday, when I did a big grocery haul, I picked up some of these bagel skinnies from Aldi. The other day, when I was at Dollar Tree, I saw this full-size container of Philadelphia whipped mixed berry cream cheese, and I never buy the flavored cream cheeses, but the date on it wasn't till June, and like I said, it was $1 because it was at Dollar Tree, so I went ahead and picked that up because I thought it was a really good deal, and it sounded good to go on my bagels. So I just have a little bit of that spread on my bagel, and even though there's a few grams of protein here in the bagel and in the cream cheese, I decided I wanted to boost my protein just a little bit. So I still have some of my coffee left, and I'm gonna pour, a few ounces of this iconic protein into my coffee, and then I can sip on that throughout the morning, and that will definitely tide me over until lunch. So I am sitting in my office, and I do still work part-time for my church in the music department. I've actually informed them of my intent to step out of this position as soon as they can find somebody to take my place for lots of reasons, but one of them being that actually this channel has grown a lot and it's taking a lot more time for me, and I've decided that I want to spend more time and put more attention to my efforts on this channel. But in the meantime, I am still working in a few different capacities here in the music department for the church. So we had a staff meeting today, and I'm singing for a funeral in a little bit, but anytime that we have staff meetings, they serve lunch. And today it was actually a box lunch. They boxed it all up for us so that we could go to various places around the church and eat either socially distanced with other people or just come to our offices and eat our lunch while we work. And this is a good opportunity for me to explain another one of the thoughts and reasons going through my head for why I just don't want to fit my life into a diet right now. And that is because I just felt like it was really difficult for me to navigate situations like this. And it's not that WW or certain diet programs don't allow for it, but I just got really tired of trying to figure out, okay, what are the points for this? And are the points going to be really high? And should I take my own food? And I would just spend so much time worrying about it. And sometimes I would even be like, well, this is an opportunity for me to really go off the wagon. I might as well indulge in this and then indulge in whatever I want for the rest of the day. And that's nobody's fault but my own. But I have found that since I have simply tried to make the best decisions I can with what I'm given wherever I am, I actually obsess about food less, I worry about it less, and like I said, I just still try to make some sound decisions about my nutrition. And at the end of the day, I was realizing that some of this food that I was thinking was off limits for me can really fit into my life and into my own nutritional goals. In other words, I found that I was in a place where I was trying to make my life fit into my diet plan or into WW. It really needs to be the reverse. Whatever I'm doing for my nutrition has got to also work into what my lifestyle is and what the demands on my time and schedule are. So this is the meal that was prepared for us. And one of the things I love about our cook that cooks a lot of the meals that we do at the church is that she almost always has a salad and a vegetable. So I've got this yummy looking salad with the strawberries and mandarin oranges, and there's like a little vinaigrette on that, and then a nice serving of broccoli. And it looks like the main course is, a very modest portion, a really good portion of a chicken and rice casserole. Our cook is known for her homemade rolls. These rolls are homemade, so you best believe I'm gonna eat this, okay? It is going to be absolutely delicious. And then I have just a little small portion of a dessert here, which looks kind of like a like a pudding, you know, cookie, cheesecake, dessert or something like that. But this is a small box and it's taking up less than half of it. So this is my lunch today and I'm perfectly fine with this. I mean, I really think that this is, I'm getting the vegetables in there. I'm getting some protein and some carbs with the chicken. I'm getting a nice little treat here, but one that's, you know, a really good portion. And this is going to be great. I'm going to enjoy this. Okay, it's been a hot minute since I've talked with you guys. It's been very busy, which is pretty much par for the course these days. I sang for the funeral, and as soon as it was over, I rushed out so that I could get to the school in time to pick up the kids. I ran to the grocery store to pick up a few things that I forgot in my grocery haul yesterday, and one of them I needed, two of them actually I needed for the dinner that I'm making tonight, which I'll show you guys in a bit. And then I got Brick ready to come to ball practice, which is where I am now. So before I left the house, I grabbed one of these little brown cow So Smooth in the strawberry. I got these in my grocery haul yesterday, so you will have already seen that, I believe, because I think that video will go up first. I haven't tried these yet, so I hope that they're good, but I also grabbed an apple complete with a paring knife so that I can eat it like a pirate. Arrgh. And while I was in line at Walmart, I did see that they had a cherry Coke Zero in the cooler that was by the checkout. So I decided that I would grab me one of those, and I've been sipping on that as well. And I'm glad I thought to grab a snack because dinner's gonna be later tonight, which is probably gonna start to happen more often. When I say late, I mean like between 7 and 8 as opposed to between 6 and 7, which is when we would probably normally have dinner. And that's in large part because our kids are busy and they're doing activities. And that's another big reason why I just feel like I don't have room in my life right now for dieting and diet culture. Our kids are getting to an age where they're not babies anymore. They're like little humans, and they say funny things and they do fun things now that's fun for us to watch. I mean, it's not like we're paying for dance lessons all year so that we can go to a 3-hour dance recital and watch our kid do a 30-second ballet dance, right? We're like getting to the point where they're playing something that resembles actual baseball. My daughter, after training for 5 years, is actually getting to start to do gymnastics meets, and our older daughter, who's been in swim, is getting ready to try out for like a more competitive swim program where she would get to do meets more often and go to practice more often. You know, they're watching movies that aren't animated and they're playing games that aren't Candyland and Chutes and Ladders. So we're just getting to these family years, and I don't want to miss a thing. And I feel like dieting in general and trying to lose weight, it takes a lot of focus and energy, right? It takes up a lot of mental real estate, at least for me. And I don't want to look back on these years and be like, man, I wish I hadn't worried so much about whether or not the popcorn at the ballpark was air popped because I really feel like I am living the years right now that I'm going to wish I could live over again because they're so fun and there's so many cool things that are happening for our kids, and they won't be home with us forever, you know? With COVID happening, I think it's made me more grateful than I ever was for the things that we get to do, for our kids getting to go to school, for my daughter getting to have gymnastics practices, for my oldest daughter getting to do gymnastics meets, for getting to join an organizational baseball team and have practices. Like, that's not a given, and those things have been shut down on and off. So each time we have to do those things, I just like want to be fully present for it and not give any of my headspace to what the number on the scale said that morning, or how many calories I've had that day, or how many points the like I said, the ice cream cone is that we might treat ourselves to after a long, hot day at the ballpark. That's not to say that I don't still have some boundaries where my eating is concerned. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to show you guys. I'm still trying to eat fruits and vegetables. I still drink my water. I'm still trying to get activity in my day. Right now, I have, I have 11,500 steps in my day so far, and my day's not over yet. So it's not like just because I'm not on the WW plan, it doesn't mean that I'm like off the wagon where my own health goals are concerned, as I've stated. So if WW is working for you, or whatever diet plan is working for you, then you have to decide that for yourself. I'm just trying to give you sort of what's been rolling through my head and why I have landed where I've landed in my thinking where this is concerned. 2 thumbs up for this, you guys. It's really, really good. It's amazing how much better whole milk yogurt is than non-fat yogurt. You're probably like, well, duh, Mindy. It just doesn't have the same bitterness. This one does have 8 grams of added sugars, which I don't love, but it's still better than a lot of yogurts. And I'm getting, 14 grams of protein. So I'm pretty happy about that, especially since dinner will be late tonight. But I do like these, so highly recommend. This is dinner tonight, and this is a creamy Tuscan chicken pasta, and this is actually a recipe from Lazy Day Cooking Club. I featured them in a recent video. It was a meal prep video, a freezer meal prep video, and it is a website run by my friend my friend Carrie and her sister Christina. It is a subscription recipe service where they drop 20 new recipes every month into the dashboard for their members, and they're specifically crockpot recipes, and they're specifically designed for freezer meal prep. So I'll leave that video linked in the description box. You can check it out. And anyway, that's what I'm having for dinner tonight. So it's like a chicken and tomato based sauce with pasta and then some Parmesan cheese. And then my lovely daughter, who helped finish out this meal while my son and I were at ball practice, she also made some garlic toast to go along with it. And then I just have some steam in the bag veggies here: cauliflower, carrots, and broccoli. That's dinner tonight. Yummy. Okay. I'm just heading over to the school for conferences. It is a few days later, and I'm wrapping up this vlog. That's not uncommon for me to actually end my daily vlogs like the next day. I did this on purpose this time though, because I wanted to go back through and watch my footage and edit it and see if there was anything that I left out or anything else that I wanted to mention. So I know that one of the questions that you guys will probably have is, since I'm not really on WW or any kind of diet, is have I gained weight? And the answer to that question is yes. I have probably gained, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 pounds or so. This is a good segue into one more point that I really want to make. And that is that if we don't address our habits, we are really going to struggle to maintain any progress. And here's what I mean by that. If I am making 0-point cheesecakes from hundreds of calories worth of eggs and Greek yogurt, but I am not addressing why I want to eat an entire cheesecake, then I'm really going to continue to struggle. If I am wanting to, pardon the pun, have my cake and eat it too, so instead of having a cupcake, I'm now ordering online like special low point cupcakes so I can continue to have them every day in my life. I'm not really addressing a habit that probably needs to change. For me, I have discovered that the habits that I really need to keep tabs on are alcohol, sweets, and snacking, because I'm a grazer. I'm not really like a person who eats a lot of food at one time, but I am a person who sometimes gets in the bad habit of like grazing throughout the day. And I find that when I let those habits creep back in, my weight creeps up. When I address those habits, my weight settles back down. I am now several weeks into kind of recommitting to addressing those habits. My weight is starting to settle back down because yes, I do have some boundaries still, even though I'm not tracking. Oh, sorry, I'm walking uphill. I don't really feel like I need a special like program or app to address those habits, but I am aware of them. And I do still try to keep myself accountable by hopping on the scale every now and then. So just because I may not be married to like consistently tracking everything that goes into my mouth every day doesn't mean that I don't still have like some rules and some boundaries set for myself where nutrition is concerned. And I know that some of the things I've said might upset some people. It might be kind of jarring, or it might be, some tough love, but it is what it is. It's the way that I feel. It's my own opinion. As I said in the beginning, you can take it or leave it. But I just thought I would put that out there because I keep getting lots and lots of questions and comments about it. So hopefully that answers some of them. Thank you so much for watching, and I will be sure to check in with another video very soon.